Stuff happened this weekend? Really? 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 Oh, how the twists have turned as the times are a-changin'. All we are saying is REGAN BENSON is suing. Colorado-based YouTuber goes after BlackHartKnight for lying on his DMCA counterclaims. Is anything sacred? Denver Metro Audits gives a status report on his legal action against Frauditor Troll. Did Troll hurt his case by doing a face reveal and an Oh Canada moment last week? Dr. Dave begs people not to sue him. Hey, is there a pattern here? Also says that he has finally quit the YouTuber who asks you to audit them and won't be talking about him ever again, unless Jeremiah Payne's memory is in question as a large black man or group of black men who may or may not have been armed, may have, or not really, kicked his dog and the police laughed at him. More fun from Tennessee. Plus, Jose Chile DeCastro avoids being thirsted in the Arizona heat. Shuts up after 15 minutes of live streaming. Is not abducted by aliens. I'm your humble news reader, Pence. I'm overtired and underloved as I read you these words of warning. That Randall S., the unhinged Attorney Newman, Esquire, is everywhere. He's everything. He's everybody. But even he can't escape the clutches of auditing insanity. Friday saw Jeremiah Payne release his latest controversial video, this time claiming that Clarksville, Tennessee police turned a blind eye to a man standing in his backyard who violently kicked his family dog, Skittles. Payne made the statement while his wife, child, and dog were sitting at what appeared to be a bus stop in a truck stop parking lot. He claimed that he let the dog go out to use the bathroom in his backyard when he heard the dog yelp in pain. The Clarksville-based YouTuber said he went to the backyard and saw a 250-pound black guy with dreads, orange shirt, and black shorts attacking the dog. The man then punted the dog like a football. Payne said he called the Clarksville Police Department and got a call back from a detective who asked him what he expected the Clarksville Police Department to do about the incident. According to Payne, the detective said it would be Payne's word versus the suspect's, and that no judge would believe Payne's story based on his reputation. Payne claims to have responded by asserting that the police officer needed to do his job and handle the situation. Payne now added that the man had a weapon and threatened to kill me and kicked a little bitty dog like a football because the dog barked at him. He complained loudly that the Clarksville Police Department did nothing because Payne exposed them of unspecified wrongdoing. Strangely, Payne also defended a portion of the call where he used vulgarities towards his mother during an aside. and was scolded by the officer on the other end of the phone conversation. Payne said that his use of vulgar language was protected by his freedom of speech, and that his language did not matter as long as he did not threaten the officer. The YouTuber told his fans do not call the Clarksville, Tennessee Police Department, but go to their website and leave a Google review for the police department. He then signed out of the video, wishing his fans well, until a jump cut brought him back. In the second half of the video, Payne, who had previously begged for help finding legal representation and admitted that he didn't have a lawyer to help with child protective services, bragged that his multiple unfiled lawsuits against the Clarksville Police Department were even stronger. He said that within the last month, the Clarksville Police Department handed him 3 potential lawsuits, and that he was following through with all 3. Payne's story of the assault on his dog now changed as he promised that someone would end up getting hurt because of Clarksville Police's inactivity. He now added that the man who assaulted his dog had 4 or 5 other black guys with him and promised that he would be back. The YouTuber promised that Clarksville would be on the line for whatever happened, and if he or the group of men who perpetrated the dog assault got killed, he promised to defend his family at all fucking costs, and that the man had threatened his daughter. According to Payne's newest account, his 7-year-old daughter objected to the man allegedly attacking her pet, and the man replied with, "Shut up, bitch, I'll smack the shit out of you." Payne thanked his mother and his wife holding him back from attacking the man, as he would possibly have brutally assaulted the man and ended up being arrested. Turning his attention to YouTube's demonetization of his channel, Payne said that his channel would be remonetized in a couple of days, and that he was going to remove videos as a ruse to get the video platform to restore his ability to make money. He later added that he would restore those videos without modification once YouTube restored monetization to his channel. Payne begged his fans to comment, like, and subscribe, and donate to his PayPal in order to help him move out of Clarksville. He bemoaned the fact that all police in Clarksville were tyrants, and he succeeded in tying up the police force in civil litigation for a long time without changing the system. Payne's video has been seen 214 times and received 12 comments since release. Jose "Chille" DeCastro returned to live streaming Saturday night with 2 brief streams as he battled possibly thirsting himself while extolling the dangers of embracing an authoritarian government in the name of justice. DeCastro started his first live stream by announcing that he was in Phoenix, Arizona, and that it was 112 degrees Fahrenheit outside. He said that he wanted to start his lecture on authoritarian governments, but didn't have any water, so he reluctantly stopped the stream until he could find a source of water. Returning some time later, DeCastro had now ditched his massive blue light prevention sunglasses and was drinking from a bottle of water. Looking haggard and tired, with the dry air of Arizona wreaking havoc on his delicate skin, he addressed his fans on the horrors of the authoritarianism he said was present in America. DeCastro refused to distinguish between the extreme measures taken by ICE agents in their near-daily crackdowns on immigrants across the country with the policies, practices, and protocols of police encountering citizens during traffic stops. The YouTuber embraced the idea that all law enforcement used the same tactics regardless of target, and that when ICE finished ridding the United States of those who are in the country illegally, they'll turn their attention to citizens. Diminutive in size but not in moral outrage, DeCastro said that he had to stand up against his closest friends and family members who currently embraced the ideology presented by United States President Donald J. Trump. DeCastro warned everyone that while most of his viewers also backed ICE's activities in America, they must be vigilant in what they accepted in the name of justice. He again asserted that the practices he was seeing ICE use would be just a dry run for the practices that would then be used against ordinary citizens who dissented in the future. The stream itself was viewed 4,482 times since release and brought in $44 in Super Chat donations and 34 comments to 214 likes. It peaked at 229 concurrent viewers during the stream. DeCastro did not address any of his ongoing lawsuits, including his newly filed lawsuit against YouTuber John Irish Demon O'Day, where DeCastro is represented by that Randall S., the unhinged attorney Newman, Esquire. The YouTuber's own actions and commentary may prove damaging to that lawsuit. That lawsuit hinges on the idea that it was O'Day's actions of allegedly bombing DeCastro's channel with adult material that caused the steep declines in viewership and revenue experienced by DeCastro's YouTube channel over the past year. This flies in the face of DeCastro's own admissions that his current views on President Trump's immigration crackdowns and extreme policing put him at odds with his current viewers. DeCastro's own reliance on streaming in vertical format to increase his views has also come at the expense of revenue. Vertical live streams receive lower ad revenue than their horizontal counterparts, and DeCastro often fails to take advantage of YouTube's guidance for promoting member super chats, gifting, and rubies to make up for that lost revenue. The YouTuber ultimately ended his live stream after 15 minutes due to the extreme heat and low viewer turnout. DeCastro is expected to live stream again later this week. Saturday saw a rare feat indeed, as popular YouTuber Dr. Dave told his audience on his Saturday livestream that he would no longer be featuring the First Amendment auditor known as Audit Them in new videos to be featured on his livestream. According to Dr. Dave, his new focus would be on that Randall S., the unhinged attorney Newman, Esquire, a copyright attorney currently representing Regan Benson, Christopher Denver Metro Audits Cordova, Zachary Liberty Troll Cooker, and Jose Chile DeCastro. Newman is currently representing Cooker in a lawsuit against Gail Bouma, a woman who filled out DMCA counterclaims on behalf of Dr. Dave when his channel had been previously struck by Liberty Troll. Dr. Dave claimed at the time of the counter notice that Bouma was responsible for his YouTube channel and all content posted to it. He has most recently claimed that he is again in control of his YouTube channels. Saturday's livestream saw YouTube personalities BlackHartKnight and Paul Cohen join Dr. Dave for an extended look at Newman-related lawsuits, fair use in general, saying goodbye to Audit Them coverage, and a brief on-air discussion with Cooker. Dr. Dave said that his long-time coverage of Audit Them had pretty much run its course, as he had nothing further to say about the YouTuber. Always a source of controversy, Dr. Dave's use of the derogatory label Goat Boy for the YouTuber brought about criticism from viewers accusing Dr. Dave of racism. While he said that he would miss Audit Them coverage, he was planning on replacing it with coverage of Randy Boy Newman, after receiving a letter from Newman authorizing the parodies. Newman wrote a do not cease and desist letter to Dr. Dave. Dr. Dave, I watched your recent Randy Boy video. Funny as always. You are hereby expressly authorized to continue using my videos at the DMCA lawyer in any manner you see fit until further notice. This includes full clips, edits, memes, commentary, sarcastic voiceovers about fair use, and repeated predictions that I'm going to sue you. No need to concern yourself with market effect, transformation, or whether I'm plotting in the shadows. I'm not, at least not personally. Consider this my official written license, revocable only by a further email. Also, if you could produce more memes of Mount Loser quality, I'd appreciate it. That one still makes me laugh on a daily basis. Regards, Randall S. Newman, the DMCA lawyer. Based on Newman's letter, Dr. Dave said he already had hundreds of memes to use featuring Newman, and that he was looking forward to the segments he could do on the controversial attorney. Newman replied to the announcement with a direct quote provided to ReallyCoolNews. Looks like I've killed two birds with one stone. Dr. Douche just announced he's dropping Goat Boy and making me his main obsession. Depending on your time zone, that was either today or yesterday in the land of the ladyboys. Anticipating this little career pivot, I sent him a do not cease and desist email beforehand, giving him full authorization to use my videos however he wants, without fear of being sued, at least by me. I even encouraged him to make more memes like Mount Loser, since his recent work's been pretty uninspired. Now I'll just sit back and wait for the next round of homophobic and racist commentary. I'm sure Pants, the newsreader at ReallyCoolNews, will appreciate the material as much as I will. While Dr. Dave spent most of the live stream feigning fear of a lawsuit by Newman and ignoring the lawsuit Cooker has against Gail Bouma, Dr. Dave brought Cooker up on panel to discuss Cooker's motivations as a First Amendment auditor. They did not openly discuss the Bouma lawsuit. It's unclear how long Dr. Dave will maintain his promise to stop featuring Audit Them. The pair have a long history as friends, allies, and sworn enemies dating back to 2022. While police have been previously involved in at least one incident between the men, it is unlikely that they will be separated for long. This is a developing news story. A surprise face reveal by YouTuber FRAUDITOR TROLL may prove problematic, as statements made by Troll on the live stream were implemented in requested changes to the lawsuit filed against Troll by YouTuber and First Amendment auditor Christopher Denver Metro Audits Cordova. During the face reveal, FRAUDITOR TROLL admitted that his name was Jonathan and that he was from Canada. He said that his wife was from the United States and that they currently reside in Canada. On the DMCA counterclaim filed by FRAUDITOR TROLL some time ago, He said that his name was Jonathan Huneau, and he gave a New York City return address for service of the lawsuit. That address turned out to be the address of a holding company that provides mail services for various companies and individuals, and not a residential address. Service of Cordova's lawsuit failed because Frauditor Troll did not include the specific suite number needed to complete the mail delivery at the provided address. This resulted in the need to seek a subpoena of Google for that information to proceed with service. Monday's status report, filed by Randall S., the unhinged attorney Newman, Esquire, essentially asks for a delay in the lawsuit until Google provides a response to the subpoena issued for Frauditor Troll's information. The filing again calls into question Frauditor Troll's truthfulness in filing his DMCA notice, as he all but admitted not living at the address he provided in New York City in that counterclaim, which, again, makes finding him to serve him all but impossible to move forward without Google's involvement. Once Newman has obtained the necessary information from YouTube, the status update indicates that he anticipated requesting leave to serve Troll via email under Rule 4F3. If granted, Cordova, through Newman, would no longer be responsible for physically serving Troll with the lawsuit. Frauditor Troll has remained strangely silent on the subject of the lawsuit during his new crop of live streams. Troll had been boldly mentioning and belittling First Amendment Auditor REGAN Benson for legal actions taken after he interviewed members of the Englewood, Colorado City Council on a separate live stream. Benson, then accusing Troll of being Canadian, would later assert that the two members of the Englewood City Council, along with the Englewood police and workers at the Englewood Public Library, were under the influence of a foreign national. Attorney Newman has since been retained by Benson for non-related legal work. Legal action against Frauditor Troll by Benson may also be hampered by lack of credible evidence of Troll's real name, national identity, and address. Newman's filing also has ramifications for those who have accused Newman of doxing Frauditor Troll's identity by including the information from Troll's DMCA counterclaims in the lawsuit itself. While a simple measure in the lawsuit, great criticism has been expressed by followers of Frauditor Troll of the action. They contend that protecting Troll's identity is paramount, and that releasing his address, even though it may be false, in public, would pose a threat to the YouTuber and his family. Cordova's actions may have been foreshadowed, as Cordova and Newman were joined by Zachary Liberty Troll Cooker on Cordova's Denver Metro Audits 2.0 YouTube channel. The trio, including the sleep-deprived Newman, who was up well past midnight in Thailand, chatted about the ongoing suits and future plans. The trio, led by Newman, encouraged the group of anti-auditing personalities to hire attorney Patrick Darcy, who recently called out Newman and YouTuber Merb on his own channel to represent them in their ongoing legal matters. The weekend action did nothing to spur the GoFundMe campaigns from any of the above-mentioned personalities. Sean Paul Long Island Audit Reyes took Sunday with a $70 take to his Stand With Me to Hold Brian Fahey Responsible campaign. It also came in second place on Monday with a $61 take. Monday was won by Reyes's Support the Fight Against Tyranny and Corruption GoFundMe fund, which took in $150 in new donations. No other campaigns that we follow saw donations for the 2-day period. Monday saw the filing of yet another copyright-related lawsuit as YouTuber Anthony BlackHartKnight Gurkha is being sued by the Helping Hands for Dignity Coalition, a Colorado nonprofit corporation headed by Regan Benson. As expected, Benson's organization is represented by that Randall S. the Unhinged Attorney, Newman, Esquire, who has made himself the centerpiece of the latest wave of ongoing lawsuits by First Amendment auditors and cop watchers against those they say have violated the copyright on their YouTube material. The new lawsuit contends that Gurkha is guilty of misusing YouTube's counter notice process under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA, by using an overbroad definition of fair use that poses to render copyright protection on YouTube meaningless. According to the suit, Benson issued 2 DMCA takedown notices of videos Gurkha produced in 2022 and 2023 that she says violated the fair use exemption of the DMCA. While not legally binding, the fair use exemption gives creators the ability to use originally copyrighted material for transformative or review purposes. In her filings, the Colorado-based YouTuber, performance artist, and advocate for the homeless included detailed breakdowns and timestamps of the usage of her content, and alleges that Gurkha did not use her material in a transformative manner, nor did he provide commentary on the material. Instead, Benson alleges that Gurkha provided narration, insults, and superficial asides, offering no substantive critique or analysis. Gurkha allegedly filed 2 identical DMCA counterclaims that simply read, "The video should be reinstated because it falls under the fair use doctrine. Furthermore, YouTube cannot determine what is fair use and what is not. Only a duly appointed judge can make that determination. In accordance with the fair use doctrine, YouTube creators are legally permitted to create this type of video. Moreover, the YouTube channel BlackHartKnight is a commentary channel providing satirical reviews of videos by First Amendment auditors as well as others, adding voice commentary, memes, and sound effects to completely transform the original work into a fair use video. Consequently, the video in question falls under fair use due to its use of criticism, review, caricature, satire, and parody. In addition, the original content was transformed into a unique work, not to be confused with the original video. As a result of this false copyright claim, it appears the only way to settle this matter is in a court of law, to litigate the erroneous charge lodged by the claimant. Please forward this counter notification to the claimant so he may take the appropriate action. Thank you. I swear under penalty of perjury that I have a good faith belief the material was removed due to a mistake or misidentification of the material to be removed or disabled. Benson's complaint further states that counter notices were part of a coordinated scheme to preserve monetized infringing content. Gurkha submitted the false counter notices under penalty of perjury as required by 17 U.S.C. Section 512G. The lawsuit asserts that because Gurkha essentially misrepresented his position in the counterclaims, Benson was forced to initiate legal action to prevent the reinstatement of the videos in question from Gurkha's channel. Benson is seeking monetary damages, declaratory judgment, and a permanent injunction preventing Gurkha from restoring the videos. Attorney Newman was quick to provide his thoughts on the lawsuit to ReallyCoolNews, stating, This isn't complicated. You don't get to upload someone else's entire video, slap on a 2-sentence fair use declaration, and think the law magically blesses it. The DMCA doesn't work that way, and neither do federal courts. The Helping Hands v. BlackHartKnight case is about holding people accountable when they abuse the counter notice process to keep infringing content online. If that makes some YouTube trolls nervous, good. It means the statute is doing its job. And honestly, I'm hoping Patrick Darcy jumps in to represent them. Nothing would make me happier than getting him riled up on a daily basis. This is a breaking news story. We need your help. Both ReallyCoolSite.org's daily newspaper and our daily newscasts are funded by your continuing donations and what we make from our YouTube AdSense revenue each month. If you'd like to contribute to help us keep the lights on, eating, feeding the cats, defending ourselves from lawsuit threats, and writing news stories to feature on both the newspaper and newscast each day, you can do so via a donation to our PayPal, Cash App, or GoFundMe accounts. If you can't afford to contribute, please watch our videos from beginning to end, like, share, subscribe, and comment. You can help by doing next to nothing, and we thank you in advance for pitching in